So welcome back to the photo studio. I almost said welcome back to the Bronco studio, but as you can see, it's not my environment today. We are at the food, not really at the food studio, but we're at Claudia's photo studio. Maybe you can just introduce your studio and yourself quickly.
Sure, yeah. Hello, my name is Claudia. Nice to meet you. I'm a photographer based in Switzerland, and I'm working for almost 10 years as a photographer here. And my main business is the food photography. And by my side is Thierry. Maybe he can introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thierry. I'm the food stylist on today's set. For the scene today, I created recipes, pasta recipes combined with a drink with it. And yeah, let's see what we get.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we discussed before how this is going to happen today, and we have a slightly different concept than other days, which means we won't have interruption of the shooting for questions. We have additional staff sitting behind the cameras, and they will forward us the questions if you have any during the shooting, because all the, let's say, the styling and the photography is quite time sensitive. So once Jerry finishes his plates, we actually have to hurry up and shoot it while it's fresh and looking good. So we don't really have the time to squeeze in the questions in between. But nevertheless, ask anything you want to ask. In the chat on the very right of your window, you find the chat window, so use this. And then the questions will be forwarded to us, and we will be most happy to answer these questions if we can. Either Claudia, Thierry, or myself are happy to answer questions, of course, mainly today about food photography. And at the very end, we will, then we are relaxed, and we have a little bit more time to answer the questions at the very end of the session. Right, I think that's it from the logistics. I would recommend that we accompany you quickly to the kitchen, have a look what's going to happen there, and then we let you work there, and we come back to the studio and take care on the rest.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Please, after you. Very well. Okay, so the Claudia studio is divided in two parts, the kitchen part, but within the same room, but just on the other side we have the studio, so it's just a 10 meters walk. No, it's live. It's honestly
almost.
It's live. It's, okay, so what's your first task? What are you preparing for us today?
Well, I created some tortellinis filled with rabbit. I got a celery saffron mousse with it, and we're gonna combine it with Chicorino Rosso. At the end, I'm gonna create a drink with it. It's based red wine drink, so I hope it will taste well.
And of course, first of all, look good. Look good, exactly. Yeah, I just hear something. Can we turn off the fridge?
Sure. Yeah.
Of
course. Yeah.
My mistake. Sorry.
Of course.
That was an easy one. Okay, what else do you have to discuss, the two of you, before we let you work? Anything regarding the styling or what happens now?
Yes, so first of all, it's very important that we just discuss which plate we will use, which kind of on the ground, and how is the match. And every time we work together, we just come together and discuss, how we like it the most, and then we choose, and then go further with the lighting and testing. Yeah. So we have here a choice of props. Yeah. Thierry brought a few props from his home, and so it's the second part is choosing the right plate and on the ground.
Who has the let's say the influence? Is it the most important one? Is it the client? Is it the photographer, the stylist? Who is, let's say, the boss regarding the styling? Styling sounds like you're the boss, but there is a client. Maybe there's a client somewhere.
Sure. Normally the client tells me what he wants. I try to go in this direction, bring a couple more things that I presented already in the time before, and then we make like a fine decision, also regarding like the colors of the food.
Mhm.
And then we start with, I'm in the kitchen and Claudia starts to lighten up the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I understand it right, we have now to grab a plate.
We have to
at least.
grab a plate
Okay.
and the backdrop, yeah. And yeah, we did a pre-selection
Just
in
flip over the
in
camera a little bit.
advance, yeah. So Thierry and I discussed it, and we're gonna want to go a little bit more brighter
Mhm.
for the picture. So we chose this plate for the pasta.
Okay.
A really nice surface, really nice size, and
Not shiny surface, so you make life easy.
not
today.
too shiny, but
Okay.
a little bit of glow is really nice.
Okay.
And I
good.
really like sometimes a shine on the plate because it shows how the material
Yeah, exactly.
is.
No, we will talk about, or we have to talk about it later on.
Sure.
Regarding the light setup.
For sure. Yeah. And Thierry, what do you think about the underground?
Yeah, we
It's-
pre-select those ones.
These two, yeah.
Mhm.
One is a little bit calmer than the other one, but I think we will try this one.
Yeah, because there is a little bit of warm tone on it.
Mhm. Okay. Nice.
And the plate is also not a really, it's a warmer one, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it fits very well, yeah. So we bring that on the set, yeah.
We bring it on the set.
What do
We
you
let
think?
you work, Thierry, and we talk a little bit about the photographer talk, about lighting, and then we are back. Okay, wonderful. Thanks.
Wonderful,
Give it a-
yeah,
Oh, yeah, sure.
perfect.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, you can put it just here. And then I put this one
Wonderful.
right in the middle. Yeah,
Okay, fantastic. So, there are 3 lights already in position, 4 lights actually with the para.
yes.
So what's the vision you have?
So I really like it, very natural, the light, and I really like a soft light with a bit of a nice contrast. So, and I always, try to simulate a big window. So I work with the softbox with the grid on it, and that's my main light for this
Okay.
session. Yeah.
But you said windows normally don't have grids. Why grid?
Because I really like the grid. Makes a really nice soft light with a bit more contrast if you use it without the grid.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you have the light on the plate and not everywhere in the room. Yeah,
And exactly, just what you mentioned, you have the light where you need it and
Yeah.
not in the room.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you said. It's, although when I understand it right, that we have less indirect, uncontrolled light.
Yes.
So it's increasing the contrast, the crispiness.
yes. So it focuses on the main subject. Yeah,
Exactly. We will have in a later webinar, we will actually talk really about the grids and the combination of using softboxes and grids in my eyes. This is a combination that's underestimated. And it's very important. And I would say that the smaller the studio, the more important the grids are. Because if you have the walls far away, you don't really have to be worrying about the indirect reflections. But yes, if, let's say, we have a white ceiling, maybe even a white floor, white walls very close by, there's a lot of light reflecting back. And in this situation, of course, we have much more possibility to control and direct the light when using grids, even on a softbox.
yes.
So this is the main light.
This is the main light. Yeah, and on the other side, on the right side, that's
Okay.
the secondary light. Yeah,
Okay, that's a Ceros.
that's
let
the
me-
Ceros
400L.
400 and the Ceros 800. Yeah.
So the stronger one for the main light.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the less stronger one for the up lighting.
So
for
you're
the,
combining 800 and 400 Ceros.
yes. And if you're on a location, and I think it's really nice to have just these 2 lights, and you can do a really nice setup. Yeah.
Okay, we have more lights back there, but let's say I talk less and let you work.
Okay. Yeah.
If I
So
can help you, if I can assist you, let me know.
first of all, the most important thing is just to make the crop. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just I'm shooting from above. So
Yeah.
Because we want to have a really nice sight on the plate, and it's really modern, and yeah. So let me just fit the
All right.
first how it is.
So
in
the
picture.
camera, of course, is not the main subject of today's talk, but obviously we talked about it before. She's using a mirrorless medium format camera with a 120 millimeter lens. You might know the lens. It's the lens I use for 90% of my work, and for pretty much the same reason we figured out she loves this lens as well. It's a macro lens. We can make extreme close-ups. It's a nice portrait lens, and so on and so on.
So
Okay.
I always make just the first setting, like going on a stair.
Okay, good.
And then I just work with the live view. It's really nice.
Okay.
Where you can just see how it fits in the frame, and I can just make the focus on the right point. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just make a.
That's a really something I
really-
never do. But okay.
Yeah. Because it's sometimes it's higher than this, and then it's impossible to change.
It looks like a picture out of space, a moon flying in front of Jupiter,
All right.
kind of.
So yeah, I think that's enough for the first, and then I go back and put my settings here, the aperture and everything.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We can, of course, share. Maybe we can share the screen quickly, that our participants can see the settings.
Shall I do the live view again?
Yes, please.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
I have to widen up a little bit
that's on
because
okay,
yeah.
live view is
So,
okay.
yeah.
I see. Good.
so then you can see how it is in the frame, and because we have a drink, I'll leave a little bit space and make the main crop at the end. Of
The aperture, you chose it very open. You chose it 3.5.
So that is just for the live view.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that I can see it very bright.
Good.
And
So we talk about this later.
yes.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm too fast.
No worry. So
All right.
the second thing is just to put the begin with the testing of the light and to put the main light on the right place. Yeah.
This makes
So
total
let's
sense.
do this. Let me just.
This one is just for fun at the moment. This one is not firing. Huh?
Yeah,
This one's
it's not
just
firing,
that
yeah.
the studio is not too dark, but the cell is off, so this one is not firing. Just make sure that you're not confused.
All right.
From the camera perspective, you can't see it, but it's a 90 by 120 centimeter softbox, so the second biggest with the grids.
All right.
From the left back, as you can see.
All right. Then I put just the secondary light, on the right place, because I want to do. I don't like too deep shadows.
Okay.
And I want to do a nice soft lighting from the right side. Yeah.
May I ask a favor? Can we see only these lights?
Ah, sure. Yeah.
It's always
can.
interesting to see light
Of
by
course,
light,
yeah.
like the evolution
So,
of the shot.
I put my
This one,
settings back.
let me switch this one off for sure. Yeah, now it's off.
Yeah, I just start with the aperture of this to play with the highlights, and when you can see, I can just take them a little bit back. I think that's too much, so I always make that I like it, and that's not too bright from there where the main light is coming from. Yeah.
Okay, let's say on such a bright underground, when I want to make sure, I mean, you have the best possible screen. Do you work with RGB values, or is it just, do you rely on your eyes?
I always rely on my eyes.
Yeah,
And how,
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So you know your screen, and
I know my
okay.
screen, and I know, it's just something
Okay.
I have in my.
That's the best possible
yeah.
way. Okay, very good. Okay, so
Yes,
that's the main light.
That's
just
the main light, yeah.
The
Maybe
big-
I just put a little bit, if the food is on the plate, I just adjust a little bit.
Okay, sure.
But so first of all, I really like it when it's not too much coming over the plate, because then I really I don't like a flat light, so
Okay.
I really like a little bit shape on the food itself.
Otherwise I forget it. We discussed about the shininess of the plates.
Yeah.
The grids, of course, not a problem at all with this matte surface. Can it be a problem, let's say, if you have glass there, or a spoon, stuff like this, or a very shiny plate, that you see the grids, or does it not happen?
Sometimes, it can be. So then I just decide on the set if I go without the grid,
Okay.
or if I go a little bit wider away with the light, and just play a little bit with the light. Yeah, I think you have to play always a little bit. And
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Wonderful. So I switch this one on.
you can switch this one on.
So again, here behind we have a large softbox. It's as well a 9120, but an additional diffuser.
Yes.
And you bring it closer. Okay.
I bring it really close as possible, because I really like working with these diffusers surfaces, because I really like it when it's really wide and soft, and it makes a little bit more softer than you just have the softbox
right
pointing.
The distance of the softbox behind the diffuser, does this matter?
It's not on the right place now. I always come a little bit closer, and then I play just a bit with the.
I can assist you
with the position. Yeah,
I'm here for something.
Let me just check. Yeah, then we have just to check make another test how it likes. Maybe it's too much, because if it's too much, then it's too flat, and I don't like a flat light. So let's have a look. I think it's a little bit too much.
Okay. There was a question coming from a viewer. What kind of diffusing material is this?
I think it's a plastic material, and I think the plastic is if you have any things from the food, or it's getting wet, you just can clean it. And I don't know if you want to know the brand, or
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I think if you see, let's say if I have my hand the other side, of course, if I do my hand behind it or like that, you can't really see through.
Yeah.
So it's a very high opacity.
Yeah.
So there's no direct light going through, like through a thin textile diffuser. It's really, I would say, 100% diffusion. So it's really completely intransparent.
Yeah. For skin. Yeah, that's right. So now.
Yeah, you said it's too bright.
Just want to go a little bit more from underneath with this. It's a little bit too much from the side.
Okay.
So I turn this a bit in this position, and
I move this one.
And we move this one a little from. Oh, so sorry.
Okay. Right, there we are.
All right, and I think we can go a little bit more back with the flash.
Okay, for those that are interested in power settings, this one is on 4.0, so very, very low. It's somewhere around 12 joules. And the main light is on 7.5. So we have actually a very large asymmetry of 4 to 7.5. And this light is stronger, so 4.5 f-stops asymmetry. So it's a lot. 4.5 stops more on the main light compared to the fill-in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's do another test. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I really like it because it's not too dark, but you have a shadow. So, and then I think it's very important that you have a shadow.
It's always nice to see the comparison.
Yeah.
So this was before, now, before, now. Okay. So this was a half a stop. She went down with the power.
Yeah.
So very subtle adjustment.
Yeah. So what's another thing? We can just, maybe it's after the food comes on the plate, we can just go a little bit more further from underneath, because then the shadow is a little bit more in this area, not on the side.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I think let's just work Thierry on the plate and everything, and that's at the very end. Yeah.
Okay. So shall we stress Thierry a little bit, or do you have anything else to adjust here?
I think the other things is just working with him and adjust tiny little things. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to the kitchen and have a look how far
Let's
he
go
is.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello again.
Hi.
So now I'm going to put the release proteins into the water, moving very quickly.
I learned the water is not cooking. That's what I learned today already.
That's it. It's just simmering, so the pasta won't broke or something. And I warmed up everything. As told, we do tortellinis with the saffron celery mousse. And I got fresh chicorino from the market, so we're going to roast it up very shortly. Just the leaves.
What we see on all the pictures, is this most of the time, is this cold food? Is it freshly cooked? How do you...
It's both. It's freshly cooked and
Mhm.
then it gets cold and you can't keep it warm all the time. And the food is like more, it's easier to work with it when it's cold.
Okay.
There are some people, they say you see it when it's cold, but I'm actually thinking it's not really true. It's just like a feeling.
Okay.
you got.
Yeah.
But I warm up everything, so it was warm. Yeah.
I did just once or twice in my career, I did food, and that's why we are here, because I don't want to do it anymore. And what I learned is that all the vegetables have to be thrown in ice water. Is this
Yeah,
this
so
like...
they keep very green.
Yeah.
You just boil them not so long. So like beans or something, so that they stay really green.
Okay, yeah. So that's actually still done. Surprise, surprise.
Now we're gonna just roast the meat a little bit. The meat are well. I made a pre-selection of the glass already with Claudia. I prepared it. I put some fresh drops on it, like glycerine. I got ice cubes, not real ice cubes,
Mhm.
so we're not under pressure today.
Yeah,
Ice
okay.
shells.
That's a very good thing. Yeah. Otherwise, it has to be very fast.
Ice cream? I was talking about, is ice cream or is ice cream plastic?
I think nowadays it's ice cream, a really ice
It's a-
cream, but you
okay.
have just a plastic one just to do your settings and
Mhm.
everything. And then the stylists work as usual with the token with the very cold ice.
Yeah.
They put the bowls in a box, and then they can choose
Okay,
which one is the nicest. Yeah. And then keep them fresh.
Very well.
That looks very nice.
So I'm ready.
Really
to
like the color.
plate the food.
Shall I bring you the plate?
Well, we want to put like the glass on the set already.
Oh yeah, you can, and have a look.
Glass.
Mhm.
Just take those ones out.
Oil on the plate for
Yeah.
transportation reasons.
No, so the pasta won't glue to each other,
Okay,
and it makes it nice and shiny.
okay.
So, I don't really cook them a long time, so they stay in form and they look still nice.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's have a look.
Can I
with the
help
drink.
something? Can I bring something?
No, it's good.
No, okay.
Everything is good from here.
Let's put this a little bit
Gonna-
away.
What is it?
So Thierry, you can just tell me if you need the live view, because that's something we really work. Let's, maybe it's nice to share again what do you think, Urs? So maybe you can put it a little bit more. Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible, if you can, that you organize your stuff from here so that we can see.
What do you mean, like the herbs?
Yeah,
sure.
later
Yeah,
on
sure.
there,
Yeah, sure.
because now we just
Yeah,
see the other side.
The ice is very nice. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah. Shall I just show you a picture?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So let's put it back to this one. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can see now that the
The smell of the food.
schön, yeah.
Delicious. Now everything is real and nothing is like fake. It's really like a creation for today. So it's a red wine based drink with rum and pomegranate, and the food will be like rabbit tortellinis with a celery saffron mousse and some fresh chicorino from the market. So
I think
start
it's
plating.
it sounds like a really nice dish. Yeah. You can smell it maybe.
Can I take the plate? It's good for you.
You can take the plate. Yeah. Maybe we mark it, or what do you think? Yeah.
Maybe we,
Yeah. I think it's not needed. Yeah. That we know the position of the plate. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Just tell me now. We wait just a couple of seconds, or is this a fast thing now?
We wait, yeah, a couple of seconds. Yeah,
Couple of
maybe
seconds. Okay.
1 or 2 minutes, or
Good. Okay.
I hope, yeah.
But well, I don't want to stress Thierry too much, so let's talk about light. There is, I think, 2 more lights. Let's say you have a kind of in position a standard reflector P70. Is this just to illuminate us, or is this the idea that we use this later on?
No, I thought that if you have, so we go on with this setting, and if you have, we have a nice light and a nice styling, etc. So we finish with this picture, and but I always like to have a look how it is with a direct flash on the situation, because then you can just simulate a little bit more a harder light, a sunny light. And I think nowadays it's really, I think common that you just work also with a hard light in a combination of this setting.
But just to understand it right, this would be additionally.
Additionally,
so we
just
would,
to show if we
we
want
would leave these lights, and this one just comes as an extra punch.
Yeah,
Okay.
as an extra punch. Especially for the glass, it's really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
to have a really nice reflection. So with you have the feeling the sun is coming from the left side. Yeah.
Okay.
A bit. Yeah.
And the third variation is the para.
No, the para I don't use for food photography. That's
Okay.
mainly for taking portraits and.
Okay, that's
yeah.
okay. Okay. Good. Very good.
Yes.
What else can we talk about here? You're combining small zeros, large zeros, and the score rule. Is this something you commonly do? Is there a disadvantage of combining power packs with compact units?
I really like it to combine everything, but when I'm on location, which I'm really often on location to make such setups, I really like to work with the zeros, because you are very mobile, and
No
I think it's
cables.
really nice to have at least 2 lights with you, and maybe one in a if something happens to another.
This leads to the next question.
The large
widescreen. Probably talking about the background.
Maybe by the background. So the background is just a wall, mainly for lighting up a portrait or something. But I never use it for food photography. Yeah, because it's really not very nice with the handling for this tiny setting. Yeah.
Exactly. We discussed something quite similar during the preparation this morning. And this was when we talked about the large zeros. I asked Claudia if she actually uses the light indirectly. And your comments about indirect light?
So indirect is really nice, but it's really, really soft. And I really like to have a nice contrast on my food photography, and nice colors. And so I never work with indirect.
So it's
light,
actually the opposite of the grids, just the opposite effect.
Yeah.
That what we try to prevent with the grids. With indirect light, of course, it's completely uncontrolled.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so very, very rarely, because it's the easiest and the fastest light, but it's not the most interesting light.
Yeah.
Do you simulate hot sunlight for food photography as well, or only soft light?
Yeah, that's what I said with the third lamp. I really like, and it's coming more and more. Working with a hard light and to imitate sunlight, especially if you have a nice glass or something, you have a nice reflection on the backdrop, and I will show you, how we will do that and how it looks.
Bare bulb for hard light, just no reflectors, just the flash tube, bare bulb. Do you use this as well?
Sometimes, but
Okay.
I really like to have a little bit more. If I just need it on the glass and just like not overall, I just like to have a.
So it's again about the limited light angle to
Yes.
control it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And also, like
Thanks.
para for food, I tried it several times,
Yeah, the power. I think its shape and it's the softbox is really soft and it's a wide surface.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really important that you have a big surface for a nice soft light. And yeah, the power is it's too much and it's round.
Mhm.
So I think it's for me not the best setup to have a nice food photography. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So
So let's do the live view
Face
on
plate
again,
is
maybe,
on set, yes.
because that's really interesting to see how we have something here.
Mhm. So now I'm going to finish up the plate in front of the camera.
I always
step
go
by
very
step.
close to have the focus, yeah, manually. All right.
All right, let me do that.
I will give you a little bit more light. Now it's really nice. Yeah, you can see. And I'm a big fan from very nice green and fresh herbs. That gives the plating a really nice look. I think freshness is everything. Yeah.
I'm interested to know what sort of mount of the camera is mounted on. It's like a common choose always to
the camera,
I did not understand
what,
that.
what the camera you're shooting with, I guess this is the question. Just a word about the camera you're using.
So it's the Hasselblad X1, I think.
X1D.
X1D, yeah.
The mirrorless.
The mirrorless one, yeah. And with a lens of 120 millimeter. Yeah.
Mhm.
use. In previous webinars, you focused that the Claudia Link would do a great job on this. And where would you implement it in this setup?
In
it's
this
very
setup,
nice.
if we wanted,
Let's have a look.
of course, we could replace the P70, the normal reflector, because it's my implementation of the flute would be a sunlight imitation, and now Claudia uses the P70 as the sunlight imitation, so we could just put it at the same position.
Vind dat niet winkelig.
With the fluter, just while they do their thing, they can talk about the fluter, where when you focus or defocus it, you can actually change the light angle of the fluter, which means number one, you can of course prevent again all the indirect light. It's like almost like putting grids on a P70. And second, by focusing, the shadows become slightly softer. So you can actually adjust the hardness of the light very precisely with the fluter without having to change the distance. But Claudia's solution is now the P70 without any grids, just open. And I hope that we can see this as well later on.
Maybe I can give a little bit more contrast. Okay, shall I do another?
Yes, please.
Ah, it's nice. So it's really nice when you have a little bit more shine here. Let me just show you, yeah, here. Now you can see a little bit more the grid.
Yeah.
But on this distance, I really like it, yeah.
Okay.
So you wouldn't turn the tortellini just because of this reflection?
No.
You just don't?
I wouldn't, no.
Okay.
Because
And I'm going to brush them.
yeah, and
afterwards.
yeah, you brush it and you have a little bit more of pepper and salt, and then I think the surface is not the surface anymore like now. Yeah.
So let me shortly finish up the drink, and
Yes.
then we come back and finish up the plate.
Okay. F8. As I'm using quite the same lens like you, do you get it sharp like that on an F8?
Yeah, I always, but depending on 8 or 9.5, because I thought 9.5 would be better for this, because but I really like it when it's not sharp everywhere. So I really like to play with that. So I think the deepness is really nice when you have just on top of it a nice sharpness, and then the plate is a little bit more high. The
Mhm.
underground is not too important. Yeah.
Okay, so you put it, where do you put the sharpness? Is there a rule or is this as well an emotional decision?
I think for me, it's an emotional decision. Yeah,
You just look at it and
to be honest.
that's, yeah, no, that's absolutely
I
fair.
just go there and just, make a little bit.
I think that's, I see this a lot when I teach photography, that there are photographers are believing too much in rules, like where does the focus has to be and what's the right contrast
Yeah.
and da 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 da. And in the end, it's much easier than all of this. We just have to look at the photograph and we have to know the parameter. We have to know that with f8, it's not everything sharp. So then, but then we can choose the sharpness at the right spot.
I closed
But
it now
it's
on
less
9
technical.
to have maybe a little bit more. Yeah. I don't know. It's really nice. And it's totally, for me, it's totally okay if there is a little bit more,
It's
a
soft, yeah.
little bit soft,
Yeah.
and on the backdrop as well. Yeah. It has to be
The top ring of the glass, the opening of the glass, that's probably the
that is
okay.
But I really like that. Yeah.
Because
But
down with the ice cube, it's already focused. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
it's focused. Yeah.
Nice to see. Thank you.
Let me play a little bit with this one. Yeah.
This one is the exposure.
Yeah. Sometimes I play a little bit
Mhm.
again with this because the
I do
range
like the plate. Yes, it's well, it's not noon yet,
nice,
but I'm
yeah.
already starting to get hungry. Yeah.
All right. So now
Absolutely.
I fill up the drink. Get something in the glass.
Maybe I can come a little bit closer with that one.
See the reflections.
And just a tiny little bit. And then we come a little bit more from here with the secondary light at the end.
At the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we have the shadow a little bit more underneath, not side.
Sorry, I
side.
don't get it. You said you have the shadow somewhere else when you move the fill-in light, but the main light, this one is creating the shadow.
Yeah, I really like it when it's not coming from just from here, from the boat. I really like a little bit more of a direction,
Yes.
but I want to have the smoothing and then the softening a little bit more from here.
Okay.
So yeah.
Not exactly opposite.
No.
Okay, so that the shadows have like a little bit more force.
play.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Now,
You
Jerry.
adjusted the aperture and then you corrected the exposure in the software. You're not walking back to the lights and do it here.
Yeah.
Is this within limits or the?
Sometimes maybe a half an aperture. I just adjust here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always. Yeah.
Want to take a picture of the drink?
Let me just see, because the drink is very dark, how it looks. Otherwise, it fits very well with the food. I really like it. Yeah, looks really nice. Let's have a look. See, the ice cubes are not that sharp,
Yeah, I see it there.
but the main focus is the food on the plate, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah.
It brings the focus back to the important part of the shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's bring that a little bit more from here.
I moved the.
Yeah, you can move it a little bit. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right.
That's nice. Come from here.
Can we still see something from the camera? Okay, good.
Let's do another. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I think now the balance is much nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a few millimeters from here, and then I think that's really nice.
So, yeah, question.
What will you do to get some more light through the drink without diluting the drink just with lights?
Also, wie kriegst du mehr Licht durch
I think you will see it later if we have the harder light. If we use the harder light, you can just play with that and give a nice flash through the glass. So
okay, so no additional lights.
no, in this case, I really like it when it's not too shiny and not too bright.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a secondary thing to the plate. Yeah.
Okay.
And not the main.
I mean, it works perfect with the chicory salad.
Yeah,
Is it
I
chicory?
think it's
Yeah,
really nice.
chicory,
Yeah,
right.
the coloring is really nice. Yeah.
It works perfect with the ice that brings another color in it. And will you? I just ask because I will forget it later on. Cropping.
I cropped it already a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's also a thing because of the lens of 120 millimeter. If I go too close, you have more unsharpness.
Yes.
Yeah. So I really like to crop it.
So you shoot a little bit
a
too
little
much
bit more
and
yeah,
crop it in
I
the
go a
end.
little bit wider away, and so I have a really nice
Okay.
sharpness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
And then I really make the cropping
Okay.
something like this. Yeah. How I like it. Yeah.
Nice.
So now I would finish up the plate with a little bit of sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper, and maybe as a variation afterwards when we get the picture, a little decoration into the drink. So the pomegranate and the thyme.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Very nice.
For this, the plate leaves again, or
No,
decoration?
no,
Everything
yeah.
comes here.
Everything comes from here. Yeah.
Okay. Is the picture ready in your head, Thierry? When you start cooking, all the decoration, which kind of herbs you use, and so on, is it all done?
Yes, normally, yeah.
Normally,
I mean,
okay.
it's always food, so you have to be like it's something spontaneous also in front of the camera. You never know how it gets really at the end,
Mhm.
so that makes it really special from job to job.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I always bring my stuff with it,
Mhm.
often more than it needs, just to
Okay.
be sure.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got a little bit of sauce.
So a little bit more. Yeah. Now we work just with a. Ich finde es zwar schön. Mhm. Ganz wenig. Und dann machen wir mit Zapf. Ja, das ist schön. Very nice. The color match is really nice here.
Yeah, perfect.
And I think the underground fits very well, yeah, with the plate. It's not too much, but it's a nice structure.
Retouching? Do you retouch your shots
Yeah, always. Yeah,
yourself?
myself. Yeah,
Okay.
I go very close at the first step and put everything dust and small things I don't like retouch it, and then I just mood it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Yeah.
But the basic settings like clarity, you add a little
I
bit
always do
of
it
contrast,
in focus,
clarity.
yeah.
So you do this already, and it's just let's say cleaning, just the boring
Cleaning and
work.
the final moving. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How many dishes do you shoot in one day? Average?
Oh, that depends, but normally I think so between maybe 11 to 13 dishes per day. Yeah.
Okay.
A normal day. Yeah. But it depends a
lot.
bit on the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
full
a long
day.
day. Yeah.
It's a long day,
Absolutely.
but it's always a little bit depending with what kind of food you shoot. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So
I like it. Yeah, it's very nice to see how it looks with all the pepper and everything. Maybe I can just here show it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry. Ah. Maybe we can put here a little bit more. What do you think? So, and it's always very important that when I work with a food stylist, so we create the picture together. It's not just me making the light and Thierry just making the food styling. So it's working like a team, and we are creating something together. Yeah?
Okay.
So that's really important for me, and that is the thing I like on the food photography.
Claudia, 11 to 13 shoots a day, is that it? Or without lying on set?
Which ones? The 13 recipes. All right. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes the client is here, and sometimes working
On location? Or?
on location and sending all the pictures to the client, and he say, okay, yeah, you can go further. It depends really on the client.
What is
yeah.
the normal situation? Everything comes here, or you go out?
I think mostly I'm out of the office and
Okay.
having everything in my car and put the setting there wherever it is.
Okay, and that's Switzerland wide?
Switzerland, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, wherever.
Yeah, wherever
The photography is needed. Yeah.
Okay.
I go everywhere.
You go okay. Yeah.
We're happy with the plane.
Another one? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah.
So maybe I try the decoration on the drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that?
I really like it. Yeah.
What do you use on location? Is it different than what you use in studio?
You mean what equipment? No, it's the same. Yeah. And the idea of this setup was a bit to show a nice setup, which it's very easily to put on location. Yeah. So yeah, it's everything.
Talking about equipment, if somebody wants to start with food photography, 1 light, 2 lights, 7 lights,
I
what would
think
you recommend?
if you are very low budget, you can just make really nice pictures with just one lamp. You can just work instead of a secondary lighter with a nice reflector or a nice I don't know, styrofoam.
The styrofoam,
The
yeah.
styrofoam.
Yeah.
But I would recommend at least 2 lamps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
But
those
I
that
think
tuned
it's
in a
enough.
little later, just that you're not confused, that the third light, we are talking now about 2 lights. So it's actually the softbox with the grids as a backlight, main light, and here the fill-in through the diffuser as the fill-in. So we're only flashing with these 2. And we discuss about the third one. Maybe we will see this as well.
Yeah.
It depends a little bit on the timing.
Yeah.
So these were the 2 lights, 2 softboxes, possibly with grids that you have more control on the lighting. So this would be a nice starting equipment. So it's actually not too much, not too fancy in a way.
Yeah. So Jerry put the decoration on the drink now.
It's too much.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
It works, huh?
It's really nice. And I really like it that it's not too bright on the surface of the drink, because it's it's just a nice fitting to the plate, but it's not the main actor, the picture.
Yeah, it was the first idea. I thought it's a little dark, but you're right. Otherwise, it takes the focus. It's in a dark environment, and then we have this bright green in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Nice. Schwarze Wandle zum Kontrast.
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes I need I work with just normal things like this, but here I don't have a really nice, really too bright part on my picture, so it's not necessary in this kind of. But yeah, I always work with some things like
I think it goes in the same direction. Depends on the environment. Now, on purpose, we set up this one because the shadows were too dark. So instead of filling in and then work with a negative fill, doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we just could go down with the power of this one. But of course, if they put you somewhere in a corner of a small kitchen and it's just all white all around, so in this situation, you might be happy if you just have a black cardboard close to you.
Of course, I think Thierry put something again. Let's see. Just brushed it up a little bit. That it's really nice, shiny. Very nice. Yeah, I really like it.
Now we try the food with the drink.
Yeah, if we are happy with that, so we can just try short to have a look at the harder third light.
Oh yeah, great. Would be nice to
Let
see.
me give that 5.
Yeah, mark it. Yeah,
5
exactly.
stars. So it's not on every food situation is really nice, but at least we can just try.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really like when you have a really nice long reflection on the backdrop. So I just make a first test and just make a picture and have a look at it.
Let me check for those that are interested in joules. So here we have 40 joules, 40 joules on this one. So that's power-wise, it's in between the two. So this is still the strongest. Then we have this one, and then on the very low power setting, just about 1.5 stops below this one, we have the fill-in. So that's the boss, secondary, and
Yes.
last one.
And yeah, we have to start with something with a flash,
4.5
Yeah,
power-wise.
and then we can just adjust and then go upper or lower. Let's have a look. Now you can see it's a bit too bright, maybe, but you can see how the drink, and the drink is it's a darker one. It's not a very light one, so you have not very much light coming through the glass. So then I decide, maybe it's nice to come a little bit more from on the top to have a really nice light. Because I think with this drink, it doesn't really work very well because the drink is too dark. So let's change this and have
Do
a
you
look.
work sometimes with that you put stuff here that creates shadows? Like
Sometimes, yeah.
Because this could give it a more sunny impression as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes. Or I just make a really nice edge.
Yeah, it's a narrow opening,
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I'm not standing in
just
front of
shortly.
anything. Question? I asked her before. I know the answer. But Claudia, this is very, very unprofessional. You're not metering your lights.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I work just from my stomach, or what is the word in English? It's just like a feeling.
That's what. Yeah.
And I think if you do more and more photography or food photography here, you just have the feeling of the two of the light and of the.
Absolutely agree. As long as you have a good screen. I mean,
Yeah.
if you just work with this fantasy screens on the back of the cameras or even a laptop out in the sun, then me personally, I use RGB values to analyze the shot.
Yeah.
But of course, here we have quite a protected light environment.
Yeah.
And then with a good screen, and if you personally know your screen, then I think it's the most easy way. Again, we are back at technical terms. In the end, it must be a nice photograph. In a second step, it could be as well a correct photograph. But first of all, it has to be a nice one, a good-looking photograph, and all the technical things are coming second in my eyes. Certainly we can. I switch off.
Just want to do it.
Yeah, we just make a quick test and then we switch off the other two.
Because I think it's not the right direction. So let me just come from here. Because the hard shadows, it's really nice if they are just underneath the plate, not on the side. All right.
So again, not following any rules, just moving lights around. Look what happens. No, I mean.
Now you can see it's just a very different kind of picture, but you have that sunny feeling, and I really like that. Yeah. Sometimes it can be, very nice to play with this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show, how you can.
I mean, it was not negative at all. It was really, you put it there, doesn't really work. You put it there, now it's better. So it's really just trying out things without following any rules, because I'm often asked, from where does a light have to come from for a good portrait? I don't know.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look good from here, I put it here, I put it there. So that's exactly how she works. That was food.
To try and to have a look at it. Yeah.
The question from a participant was that we can quickly have a look at this without the two boxes. So I just switch these off. That we just shoot the pulsar G quickly.
Maybe now we have to switch the.
Oh.
Let me put this here.
Okay. Yeah. Just synchronization problem.
Synchronization. All right.
Right, okay,
All right, let's show you.
perfect.
I think it's very, yeah. I think it's too artificial. Now it's nice.
I put
If
it back.
If you use it for an art project, or if you, yeah, like these really dark shadows. But in this case, and in this kind of food photography where we have a very high gastronomic plating, so I really like it. It's when it's smoother, not that.
Okay, and we are back at normal.
I can show again the difference.
Exactly. Let me change the.
Sometimes you can just play always with can go a little bit back here maybe with this. Then it's not too much sun.
Okay, this was like half a stop
Yeah,
down.
half
Half a stop
yeah.
down, yeah.
And then we can just come a little bit more from above, that the shadow is not too long. So let's try this because it could be really nice.
Okay,
All right.
another one.
Another one. Yeah. Now it's not that long, but you have a nice hard shadow. Yeah.
It's always nice to see the comparison. So that's what we have. That's what, yep, that's what we had. So that's just the height.
Yeah, the height.
Of the P70 normal reflector.
Yeah.
And that's where we are now.
Yeah. And so you can play and play and play. And yeah.
Okay. Do you pass variations to your clients, or do you decide that's the one?
I decide that's the one.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they won't have some variations with the glass, without the glass, or with a spoon, without a spoon, but often there is just one picture, and I'll choose that with the client. Yeah.
Okay. So I think sooner or later we're coming to an end. Is right. So if you have any questions left, it's now the moment to type in your questions again in the chat window. Thierry is just joining us. If you have something about the styling, if you have something about the lighting, so please let us know right now.
And the herbs, they're going, yeah. But
depends also on the kind of herbs, but I think it looks still very nice. What do you think, Thierry?
Yes, that's good. So that's why I really use fresh herbs out of the pot and not the bought ones, because the bought ones are really like they're a couple days old, and when you bring them on the set with the light, they're gone in minutes. That's why I really cut them fresh.
Just looking for my star.
Five stars.
5 stars. Just wanted to. Kan vi göra med den?
Ja, schon. Aber
umgekehrt.
Aber umgekehrt, ja.
Basically.
Okay. We both use the software, but we don't really manage it. Okay, no idea how to adjust it.
Just wondering, as most of the humans are right-handed, should the glass be on the right, or do you don't care much about this?
I think we just, in this case of photography, we just decide on what we like the most. And here we have a really dark drink, and the main light is coming from a bit sideways from the left side. And yeah, it's just a decision. Yeah.
And I'm left-handed.
And I'm a left-hander too. So maybe that's the reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. Any questions left?
I wonder what would be the difference between a filter and a satellite to emulate sun apart from the edges and the surface.
I think I take this because it's very bronchial specific. The satellite or the mini satellite has a much larger diameter than the fluter. So it's mainly a question of distance. which means, let's say, if we talk about the double diameter of a satellite, if you put it at twice the distance, you are very, very close. Because it doesn't matter how you focus the light, either with a Fresnel lens that actually focuses or directs the light, or a parabolic reflector. They both they form the light, they direct it like a spot to the area where we need it. So it's the two light characteristics are very, very close. Of course, with a satellite, you have something like an umbrella, something in front of it that can create a fancy shadow, while the Fresnel spot is more even lit because you have nothing in front of it. But I would say, as a sunlight imitation, if you need a sunlight, let's say for furniture photography, for large interiors, you are better off with a satellite, because you can put it even at 25 or 30 meters away and you still have a lot of light. Nevertheless, in a studio of this size, I would most probably go for the fluter, because it allows me even over just 2 or 3 meters with the focusing device of the fluter to already adjust precisely the hardness of the light. So for me, it's nothing else than the distance I use it over. So large distances rather satellites, shorter distances rather the fluter, both for sunlight imitations. All right. Okay, I get a head shake from the questions department, which means I think this was it. I hope it was nice for you. Very sorry for the technical problems we had at the beginning due to the overheating of the internet. And thank you very much for joining us. And a big thank you to Thierry and our host today, Claudia. Any final words from you, or?
Yeah, I think always trust your
Eyes.
your eyes and your stomach. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. So in this situation, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. See you on the next webinar. Bye-bye.